What I saw was the Count's head coming out from the window. I did not see the face, but I knew the man by the neck and the movement of his back and arms. In any case, I could not mistake the hands, which I had had so many opportunities of studying. I was at first interested and somewhat amused, for it is wonderful how small a matter will interest and amuse a man when he is a prisoner. But my very feelings changed to repulsion and terror when I saw the whole man slowly emerge from the window and begin to crawl down the castle wall over that dreadful abyss, face down, with his cloak spreading out around him like great wings. At first I could not believe my eyes. I thought it was some trick of the moonlight, some weird effect of shadow. But I kept looking, and it could be no delusion. I saw the fingers and toes grasp the corners of the stones, worn clear of the mortar by the stress of years, and by thus using every projection and inequality move downwards with considerable speed, just as a lizard moves along a wall. What manner of man is this? Or what manner of creature is it in the semblance of man? I feel the dread of this horrible place overpowering me. I am in fear, in awful fear, and there is no escape for me. I am encompassed about with terrors that I dare not think of.
We all love a good story, my friends, especially one that has the power to move us. Whether it is to excite our passions in a romance, stir our sense of adventure, or appeal to our better instincts, we all love a good tale. We like a moral, don't we? The good end happily and the bad end unhappily. That is fiction. Oscar Wilde, I believe, an old acquaintance of Mr. Abraham Stoker, published author. Books have been good friends to me and have given me many hours of pleasure. We look to stories to tell us of worlds we do not know or understand, to take us on flights of fancy and to show us new possibilities. They say that the truth is stranger than fiction. I have always thought that to be true, for there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. Shakespeare, a teller of tales and universal truths. I wish I could have met him, to have drawn in all he knew of his world and tasted it. Regretfully, I was otherwise engaged. It was around that time that the land of my ancestors was locked in a life or death struggle against invaders, in which I played a leading part. A bastion of faith against the heathens. How ironic. But I have had much leisure time to digest Shakespeare's works. I did not know until recently that there is some dispute among scholars as to whether Shakespeare wrote the plays attributed to him. I understand there is debate that instead of him, it was in fact a nobleman like myself who wrote them. But he shunned the spotlight and sought instead to stay in the shadows, allowing another to take credit for his work. This I understand, for we of the old nobility prefer the shadows. I have great experience of staying in the shadows. So much is spoken about me, but my voice is seldom heard. So often my actions are recalled by others. I have shunned the light for centuries, content to exist on the fringes of society. So why am I here? My friends, it is simple curiosity that brings me to this abbey. I have been before, many years ago. I arrived as a stranger, an alien, a foreign body, intent on learning all I could on the ways and customs of this land and its people. I spent a pleasant few weeks in Whitby, as many do, I am sure, before business affairs required me elsewhere. It was always my intention to return to this place of peace, but I was detained unavoidably. I only recently recovered my strength sufficiently to travel. Being here will be refreshing, I am sure. I remember the old days, the laughter, the feasting, the music. For once I too was young and carefree. A lifetime of fighting for my survival against enemies on all sides has changed me. Seeing everything you hold dear crumble into dust over a few short years has taught me to avoid attachments. Such entanglements, although pleasant distractions in the moment, lead to pain. I have seen enough pain to last me forever. Every scream, every howl, every cry echoes in my ears still. When I sleep, I see them all before me, begging me to join them in death. But it is not in my power to oblige them. So now you are wondering if I am really who you think I am. Is this the creature we've heard so much about? The vile fiend hell-bent on destruction, the bloodsucker, the vampire, the devil. He looks so ordinary, so mundane, old-fashioned, old. Why should we fear him? I have to say I agree. How many of you would make a bargain to live forever if it meant you had to feed on your fellows? Well, to some of you, I'm sure, the vampire is appealing. The power, the strength, the control over nature would be wonderful, would it not? To never have to fear pain or injury or death. To feel the strength of 20 flood your veins as you feed. To hold the power of life and death in your hands. Who could say no? We are all vampires, but in different ways. This abbey was closed down by a king who wanted control over his church, so he could marry as he wished. He devoured the wealth of his church, destroyed its buildings, sent monks into oblivion, and it brought him no happiness, only more pain. Was he not a vampire, consuming people to keep himself in power and luxury? Did he not enslave them to his will? And what about you? When you look in a mirror, what do you see? A hunter? A predator? Or are you disappointed at what you have become? Do you seek comfort in your own darkness? Do you retreat into a place in your mind where you are invincible, immortal, the ruler of all you survey with special powers to keep others under your dominion? When I look in a mirror, I see nothing. Nothing will come of nothing. Shakespeare again. I remember the day that I had a visitor come all the way from England to my castle, a solicitor's clerk carrying papers. He was a young man. He knew nothing of my world. He had passed through wonders he barely understood and was terrified by the natural world. The supernatural, it did not even cross his foolish mind. Welcome to my house. Come freely, go safely, and leave something of the happiness you bring.
Count Dracula.
I am Dracula, and they bid you welcome, Mr. Harker, to my house. Come in. The night air is chill, and you must need to eat and rest. Nay, sir, you are my guest. It is late, and my people are not available. Let me see to your comfort myself. Come. You will need, after your journey, to refresh yourself. I trust you will find all as you wish. When you are ready, come into the other room, where your supper has been prepared. I pray you be seated and sup as you please. You will, I trust, excuse me that I do not join you, for I have dined already, and I do not sup. Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make. Sir, you dwellers in the city cannot enter into the feelings of the hunter. But you must be tired. Your bedroom is all ready, and tomorrow you shall sleep as late as you will. I have to be away till the afternoon, so sleep well and dream well. And so it begins, my friends, our story. I wonder where it will take us, and how far we will travel together. What dangers will we face? Only time will tell.